who could ever do something like that? And then you take a look at that video and you see that guy and you're like, yeah, that's the exact person who would do that type of thing. Welcome back. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get right to it. First topic, did Jimmy Kimmel just call for more Tesla violence and vandalism? Go ahead, take a look at the clip.
Down other than the stock market for a change. Our co-president, Elon Musk, sent a SpaceX vehicle to bring the astronauts back, and when they landed, he fired them immediately upon landing. Tesla stock is way down, almost disastrously so. People have been vandalizing Tesla vehicles, new Tesla vehicles. Please don't vandalize, don't ever vandalize Tesla vehicles. And so,
yeah, of course, the guy is calling for more people to be pieces of shit and, you know, go out there and vandalize Elon's cars and make Elon look bad. But see, the real problem here, the real thing that I want to know is, when did Jimmy Kimmel become such a cuck? You know what I'm saying? The guy, like, that's one of the worst falls from grace I think I've ever seen in the Hollywood/celebrity scene, other than Howard Stern. I mean, that guy, he's just so far gone when it comes to, you know, Trump derangement syndrome and just full COVID madness and whatever. But yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's a real close number 2. I mean, obviously there's a lot of rumors out there going around about maybe his name might be appearing on some lists, you know, allegedly. But yeah, I think we'll really know what's going on if, you know, if he's like completely controlled by the powers that be in Hollywood and just the world in general. I think we're gonna know if the guy comes out with like a trans kid, you know. It seems like that's always the thing, you know, these Hollywood stars, they come out with their trans kid probably because they're forced to, due to the fact that, you know, somebody's got some dirt on them. Somebody, right? Somebody. But yeah, you know, it's the Hollywood playbook, you know. We're going to make you have a trans kid, or you're going to go out there and you're going to spit this just insane narrative that just doesn't even make any sense based on the person that you used to be. The guy was the host of The Man Show, right? He had a great run as the host of The Man Show, and then all of a sudden, whoop, complete 180, he goes full libtard cuck, and then it's just the guy's whole career is like some sort of just phantom of what it used to be, you know. But he gets his late night show and then that's over. It's over. He's just full cuck, Hollywood, you know, machine tool, basically. But all right, let's get to the next topic. The woke CEO from Ben & Jerry's has been fired. Go ahead, take a look at this clip and you'll probably see why.
Stick to ice cream. Not gonna lie, we get this one a lot.
Yeah, we're in the ice cream business, but we've always been about much more than just ice cream. We use our power, our privilege, our platform, and our relationship with our fans to advocate for progressive social change. So no, we're not just going to stick to ice cream.
And we're never going to stop trying to dismantle white supremacy, end the climate crisis, or fight for our democracy.
And no, we're not going to stop fighting laws that restrict trans rights, ban books, and roll back abortion protections.
Caring about that stuff, doing something about it, and supporting communities who've been directly impacted by it is part of our DNA, and it has been since we opened up our first scoop shop in Burlington, Vermont back in 1978.
Ben & Jerry were two best friends who loved making ice cream. But for them, the only reason to be in business was to do business differently.
Whether we're working with activists in St. Louis to close a racist and inhumane jail, or working to restore the right to vote for people who were formerly incarcerated in Florida, or turning up a delicious new flavor in support of refugee rights in the UK, being an activist company is who we are.
And we know our fans wouldn't want it any other way. Because while we love making the best possible ice cream in the best possible way, the world needs more than just great ice cream.
We don't pretend to always know the answers, but we partner with and take the lead from activists and allies who do. And we hope you'll join us in taking action to support them.
Yeah, what is it with these companies thinking this woke activism is going to sell their product at all? Like, you think the BLM people, after they're done going out and, you know, rioting and looting, you think they want to just go have a nice ice cream afterwards? No, they're taking their goods that they just looted to try to find somebody to sell it to, maybe a pawn shop, some sort of fence type person where they're just unloading all their new loot onto, you know, just to get the pennies on the dollar for it too, you know? But yeah, what happened here is, see, see, they hired that Indian woman, right, who she just got out of college because with her, liberal arts humanities degree, and everybody thinks, well, obviously you know what people want. You just got out of college and they just told you what everybody wants. When really she just got out of a complete indoctrination camp. That's exactly what happened. So people got to start rethinking the word educated in America these days. If you went to college in the past 10 years and you feel like you're educated, no, you just got a full indoctrination, right? The past 10 years of college, I don't even think people can, say they learned anything real anymore, because they just learned activism, right? These professors, they became righteous, and they, everybody told them how great they were, and they just know everything. So rather than teaching real stuff, they're now just teaching their opinion, which is usually some sort of activism-driven opinion, right? So yeah. The whole see, that woman is probably educated, you know what I'm saying? But her education only allows her to do stupid crap like that. And this, the CEO who thought, yeah, that's going to sell us more ice cream, being an activist company, he's losing his job now. Probably a great paying job. I heard the CEO or the founder of Ben & Jerry's on a podcast recently. I think it was Jerry. And he was talking about how basically, the company was kind of an activist company. They didn't want the owner, CEO of the company making that much more than the lowest employee, which they didn't want to do 5 times more or something. And yeah. It just got to a point now where even this type of bullshit in the Ben & Jerry's, company, it's probably not even in line with what the original founders thought. Even though they were woke as hell back in the day, it's still this type of woke activism crap definitely does not fall in line with any sort of, the company's motto or, ethics or whatever you want to say. But all right, let's get to the next topic. Tim Walz apparently thinks he can kick a lot of MAGA ass. Just go ahead, take a look at the clip.
How do you fight it?
This notion
I think
of
I could kick most of their ass. I do think that if they wanted to. I know I can outrun them, but I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want to. Okay, we challenge you to a WWE fight here type of thing.
Yeah, obviously, what this guy's trying to do, he's trying to set himself up for some sort of presidential run. He's trying to become the guy that, the left needs, the tough guy, and, the Joe Rogan of the left is what people say. And he thinks this type of false bravado is gonna get him that title. But see, the thing about the left and the Democrats is all they've done is made the Democrat Party a big safe space, so anybody who has any sort of dissenting opinion or acknowledges any sort of potentially right-wing thing, they're immediately ousted from the party because that person is now not making our safe space safe anymore, right? They are bringing in, terrible things and terrible ideologies to our safe space. So if anybody arises that could seem like they would ever appeal to maybe, right-wing men or just men in general, which Tim Walz is not that guy, they're just ousted from the party. That's it. They're gone. It's just, you can't even be in the Democrat Party anymore because you listened, right? You listened and you tried to pivot from our safe space of trans, Ukraine, and illegals. That's it. That's it. But all right, let's get to the next topic. The Tesla vandals have now reached an all-time new low. Go ahead, take a look at the clip. Yeah, God, jeez, the guy's just rubbing his own feces on somebody else's car. You think to yourself, my God, who could ever do something like that? And then you take a look at that video and you see that guy and you're like, yeah, that's the exact person who would do that type of thing. I mean, there's been a lot of these videos lately of the Tesla vandals, keying the cars or whatever. It's hilarious because I guess these people don't realize that Teslas have cameras all over them. That's just, if anybody gets near the car, they just immediately start recording. But yeah, I mean, you see these, pretty clean-cut people just keying the cars. Obviously, they have TDS and Elon derangement syndrome. But yeah, I mean, the first guy who just looks like just the type of guy who would rub his feces on a car, of course, is the guy who rubs his feces on the car. It's a sick world out there, folks, and you gotta make sure that you don't subject yourself to those types of people, because, man, that's the type of thing that the next thing you know, that guy's gonna be trying to rub his feces on you, right? But all right. That's it for today. Be sure to like, follow, and yeah, we'll be seeing you.